Hi there, my name is Liv. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I'm going to be showing you how to make your edits look way more smooth, way more flowy. Now I'm going to use Video Star to show you how to do this, but this will work on pretty much every platform. So without further ado, do your edits look kind of like this? And do you want it to look a little bit more like this? You should definitely keep watching. So without further ado, here are my big 3 tips to make your videos way more flowy and smooth. The first and probably biggest tip I can give you is to overlap your keyframes. And you might not understand what I mean, but I'm going to show you here. Now, as you can see, this transition, seeing as it's a more simple one, will take up one full beat, since I think we're just doing a simple rotation for this one. So what a lot of people will do is they'll start the zoom out here and then they'll start the rotation there. And that is what makes it just look super choppy, super stiff, because there's time in between those transitions starting and ending, which is not what you want. You want the first transition to still be going a little bit while your second one is starting. So your zoom, which is the first transition we're using on this clip, should take up the entire beat. And I cannot stress enough the fact that the key to a good edit is a good graph. If you're copying the general shape of my graph, it looks something like that for an out graph. That is how you make your edit smooth. A graph will make or break your edit in almost every situation. So again, like I said, both transitions are taking up the entire beat, so they will be overlapping each other, but that is what makes it smooth. So again, copy this general shape of my graph, and that's what's going to make your edit look a lot smoother. Don't make your graphs too tight, or it will still look stiff and choppy, even if you're following this advice. So as you can see, those transitions look a lot more blended together than the first part. If you don't understand the overlapping graphs part, here's one more clip of me doing it, but I'm going to speed it up and not talk through it. The next absolutely huge tip that I can give you is mid-graphs, and a lot of time mid-graphs don't make sense at first. But mid-graphs are an absolute necessity for things that use 2 or more beats, like null slides or cubes. So I'm just going to use a basic null slide to show you how to do this. So I'm just kind of getting my clips in position to do a null slide, which it's not very hard. So once you have it on that null layer, like a lot of people are going to do what I just said and use 1 beat to make it try to look right, I guess. I mean, so they're going to use an outgraph like this, and yes, while that will do what you need it to do and it will be on beat, it just doesn't look good. So instead of using half a beat, 1 full beat like I just told you, once again, stretch it across the entire thing. But this time we're not going to use one of the in or out graphs I just showed you. We're going to use a mid graph, which basically just makes the transition happen in the middle. As you can see, that part that goes up is when the transition happens. You still want a little bit of up before and after your transition, but you want the main big part to be in the middle because that makes it smooth and that makes it on beat. So as you can see, that looks much smoother than using the out graph that we used before. So this kind of goes against the advice I just told you, but not really if you think about it. More complex transitions that use 2 or more beats use a mid-graph, but a transition that only uses 1 beat will use a in or out graph and take up the entire thing. Now I'm going to skip filling in all the other transitions because I just showed you how to do it, but my last tip for you is shakes and or panning. Now, most of the time, they kind of do the same thing. A shake is just panning in a smaller dose. For a longer clip, you're going to want to use actual panning, but this clip is 2 seconds, so we're just going to go ahead and use a shake. So merge all of your layers together so you don't have to do a shake on each clip. And I would recommend making a QR for your panning. Don't take someone else's panning or shakes, but make a QR of your own. So make sure you fit it across the layer. And this doesn't make too big of a difference, not as big as the other ones, but it really does just add a lot of movement into the layer. It kind of can just really make it look a lot better. So here's kind of just what it looks like with a shake. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is give you a side-by-side of the kind of choppy edit and the super awesome one that we just made. And you're going to tell me which one you think looks better. I don't know about you, but I think that second one looks way better. Now, that is all I have for you today. If you have any questions or you want a tutorial, please leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe, and hopefully I will be seeing you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.